You wouldn't believe what I've just discovered for India in Huts of Iron 4. You thought the ultimate division was the 36 width infantry thing, and then you paired it, obviously, with the mass assault doctrine, making it even smaller, then making it 35 point whatever width. Well, get this. There's a new one. Are you ready for the division that is complete, that is everything, that fills out this entire box with battalions, even the bottom row? A division is less than 36 width, with as the most stats jammed within it possible, to create the ultimate infantry with, of course, a manpower juggernaut, which is India. This division is so unbelievably OP, you don't need to make anything else. You do this in multiplayer, everyone will hate you. Today, it is enemies. All right, boom. Get the industry going. Begin with onward to independence. All the divisions, all of them, well, all of them apart from one. Go here, exercise for unlimited XP. And we also have a 1 air wing. Why not exercise it, right? 5 speed. Let's go. Boom. Spoiler alert. We're going to be doing independence. Then we're going to go the League against Gandhiism. We're going all the way over here to the founding the People's Republic. Oh, and what does this do? It renames a bunch of cities. Completely different names. Ending Agar. Something tells me these are the native Indian names, not the Angloed versions. Now, without further ado, self-rule. Let's not hand back Aden. You gain 1 civilian factory, but you gain more in the future if you develop Aden. So let's just develop it. Raleigh, the Indian left. Unlocking all the communist advisors, which give ticking communism, which are needed to progress down the focus tree. The Reds in the shadows. Come on, you Reds. And here are all the communist advisors, and they all add 0.03 communism. So, I don't know, I'll just pick them. And they all gain the same amount, so, I don't know, pick the ones you prefer. We'll go with the trade union guy for stability to begin with. Unlock the red slither of the pie chart. We're going to go for concentrated industry because this video is going to be about farms and guns. Told you, big infantry, lots of manpower. He's going to need lots of guns, but also farms. Look at this lady. Presume it's a lady, holding wheat farms. Okay, this is how far you can progress with this focus tree. Now you go for the Royal Indian Navy Mutiny. But you need 75% support for the CPI. So in that case, hire the advisors. In the meantime, there's a few things you need to go for. First things first is military pension, give you war support. You have no war support. Very, very low. So fix that, and that will sort you out with mobilization later on. Better now than later, right? Also, we have an option here to infiltrate the National Congress, giving us communism and political power. So do it, because it's just free political power. Why not, right? Military pensions. Then it's followed by fixing the economy. Unfortunately, you have depression. To fix depression, you must click this one. Then you must click this one. Debt relief. That's right. When you have got so much credit card debt, you need someone to reconsolidate your debt. And they will give you debt relief. Hence the name. Debt relief. Hire another advisor. This one gives production efficiency base plus communism. Make the bar chart more red. More National Congress. This one's important to click because it will reduce the amount of communism needed to flip. In this case, you just got to do a reform. In this case, we're going to do this one because it gives political power and it costs some consumer goods. So basically, you make a concession, you sacrifice some of the economy, and it allows you to go for the next focus a little bit quicker. The trifecta. 3 communist advisors. And we'll go for this one because it gives us factory output. Then you infiltrate the National Congress again to give more communism. This part is important. Remember, we were going to focus on 2 things, weren't we? Lots of guns and lots of farms. Well, to get the guns, you need to adjust the Mayo to go for the most guns. In this case, going for funding early is the best one. This unlocks more Mayos, more traits for it, quicker and more easier. Plus, we're going to go for the pure production as well. So in this case, boom, boom, boom. Plus, there's all these lovely handsome bonuses on this side as well, so we'll go for those. And then we'll go for the soft attack and the defense and the breakthrough. And there you go. That is the Mayo sword for the rest of the game. Don't usually click them ahead of time, though. 65% support for the CPI. And that gives us the ability to do the mutiny. Let's go. Just like the military theorist. And we are going to go for the mass assault doctrine. Oh, it's this old meta again. He's done this before. But this time it's a little bit different. You'll see. The Royal Navy Mutiny. And now we have a divided India. Big Pakistan. And big Bangladesh. It's still together. Founding the People's Republic. We're almost there, boys. Soon. Mass assault doctrine. And now the question. Do we industrialize? Embrace the Industrial Revolution? Do we become farmers? Farmers for life. That's right. We're going to embrace the Industrial Revolution. Joke. It's about being a farmer, right? Press 1 in the comment section if you are a farmer. Farmers represent. It is time. The reason why we go for mass assault, we go for spirit of the army, bayonet strength, and then we make ourselves a girthy infantry. I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, Dave, I've already seen this before. This is the infantry meta you've shown me. It's very OP. It's very strong. I did it with my friends, and they all hated me. I know. Trust me. It's going to get a lot better, okay? This is just the beginning. Let's train these boys. Convert you. Now we need infantry. To be fair, we'll use the smaller template, and then we'll just change the template over. It's easier and quicker that way. Deploy. And upscale. And make elite so I remember who you are. It's time to go full modern and train and truck. Now we've unified India behind a government, a people, an idea. Now we're going to dismantle it. Why do you build me up just to let me down? So what are we doing here? The 5-year plan, Indian socialism, arm the peasants. That's right, farmers with guns. Every man has a gun. Can you see that? Every man has a gun. Every man is a leader. Oh, I'm not sure about that one. And then, oh, what do we have here? The defenders of the... What is that? Oh, I'm not going to show you that. You have to find out later. All right, deployed the boys. We have 2 separate armies now. Gonna need a few guns to make this work, so we'll catch up soon. We have created an independent Pakistan and resolved the religious differences of the Indian subcontinent. Now let's undo that. We made peace. Now we gotta break that peace. When you create something beautiful, then you get a sledgehammer and then you destroy it. Guys on the left, guys on the right. Soon. Border conflicts. Do you remember those? Those were fun, right? They were a great old mechanic. Let's do one of those again. Strike! Eastern Pakistan. Really weird to say that. Eastern Pakistan? And there we go. A border conflict. Not seen one of those in a while, have we? There's a very high chance we might not even win this. But by the looks of things, maybe we will. No, we don't win that. It was worth a try though, right? We do that one again? No, we don't. Okay. You can do a further one to the east, and then I think there's one you could do to the west as well. Do we care about that? Not really. The only reason we did that focus is to lead down to this one, which allows us to justify. We have a truce with Pakistan, and the truce is here, and this will expire on the 27th of April next year. So, another 4 or 5 months. In the meantime, we need military factories because we need to pump out a lot of guns. Let's make some military factories. Areas with decent infrastructure, pop a few down. You've got the industry for it now, so take advantage. Every man a gun, which makes guns cheaper. 10% is actually quite a biggie, actually, so that'll really help amplify gun production. Plus, we're stacking lots of gun modifiers, so it's always a good idea to get that production efficiency nice and high. You know what? There's an added bonus. I've never done this before. This is unique for me. What you can do here, now you've got level 6 policy, is go to ruthless contracts. Now you got the 10% XP bonus, which funds his XP for your Mayos, which is this bar. And then you also got this one too. See this? Plus 20% extra funds. So you're going to have 30% XP bonus. The earlier you get it, the more XP you get. And you can see now we're at level 6 and it's 939. So we got this pretty early. However, we're not going to upgrade the guns. Be aware that you're going to lose all of your production efficiency if you change this over. So only do this when you've got like at least 10k guns banked. And that shouldn't be a problem. With the rate you're pumping out guns, you should catch up in no time. If you want to strengthen yourself against Pakistan, you know what? Feel free. Do these 2 raids. If you've got decent infantry, which I wasn't quite prepared, I was a bit under strength, you can do them. However, my take is just to annex Pakistan. It's a lot easier. India, number 1. Death to Pakistan. Easy push in the east here. Easy. Please get over the rivers, though. If you don't get over the rivers, it's very difficult to take some of these cities right quick for the win. Right quick. Oh, see what I did there? Quick and click. I combined the 2. Boom. Easy. Easy. Oh, we even get some militia as well because we went for a focus. Okay, to get the most out of this strategy, you want to be as optimal as possible. And to do that, you want to stack as much reinforce rate as possible. You do that by going down mass assault and the right side mass mobilization. And to go a little bit further than that, you also want to be stacking radio too. This gives additional reinforce rate, and this allows you to get into battle really quickly. And with that in mind, that'll allow you to overpower your opponent. It all makes sense, trust me. East secured. Easy. Almost. And there's done. Okay. Build marshal front line. Go. Railroad. We are going to be rushing soft attack because this is what this is all about. It's going to be farmers with guns, okay? And there's going to be a lot of them. So be ready. Aggressive, go. Off you go. Whoosh. Top that off as well. Civilian oversight for everything. We are going to need loads of compliance because we are going to be coring the entirety of the Indian subcontinent. It is so easy with this path, and we'll be taking advantage of that. Defenders of the Revolution. 2% recruitable population. Hey, that's pretty sweet, okay? But what is that? Can you see that? Can you see it? Combat worth is reduced by 0.2 for every battalion of infantry. You're like, hang on a minute. Wait a minute. I've seen that before. Where else have I seen that? Oh, is it maybe here? We're about to see a classic map game trick of stacking lots of modifiers to do something incredibly insane. You ain't seen nothing yet. Rushing assault rifles in 1939? Yeah. Don't mind if I do. As you can see here, even though it's a bit of a slow to break their front line, eventually I overpower them with my divisions. Patience. You'll get there. Let's build a revolution inside of Siam. So you are communists and you have the ability to spread communism around the world, and you can do that by pressing a bunch of buttons and spreading it around. So you're thinking, why not build it inside of Burma? It creates a revolution. It creates a civil war. You end up being at war with that nation and help that civil war. And you also end up taking the victor as a puppet. It's win, 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 win. Well, there's a better reason for that. And you'll see. Siam is the better option for now. Goes Pakistan. And now it's Indian. Britain divided us. Britain unified us, kind of. Then we divide ourselves, and now we've unified ourselves. And with that in mind, we have the ability to core all this territory again. Defenders of the Revolution, the combat width has gone down. So I can click here, and here, and here. We've got a 36 width, which is the ideal amount, right? Yeah? Right? It's the full size of the division, right? Well, get this. It's going to get better. Or worse. Well, worse for everyone else, but better for you. Better is subjective. Let's get some more factories. More mills. See any bits on the track. Armored trains are quite useful for this build because you're going to have lack of air power. So a little bit of armored trains go a long way. Doctrines. Boom. Boom. 2 more to go. And another army. You know what? Let's make it 5. See, now you've not changed your production lines and you focus on absolute quantity. So that means 4 armies. Actually, no, I'm lying. 5 armies. There we go. Remember, you're going to need the trains and the trucks to maintain these armies, but then look at the production output. 500 guns per day. Completed the next 5-year plan, multiplied it by 30%, and that is the 5-year plan times 2. Look at those bonuses. 30% extra resources, 20% stability, extra factories, production efficiency base. You lose some output, but overall, those bonuses are amazing. You've got a pretty big industry right now, so to support that, you're going to need lots of steel. There's steel here, and there's steel here. And get this, when you unlock the railways, you do get additional bonus for output when you complete each railway upgrade as well. So, more production output and more guns. Yemen would like to become independent. No. Another doctrine. Not there yet. Soon. Trust me, you're going to need a lot of guns. You probably think I'm going a little bit overkill with this, right? You're probably thinking this is enough guns for the rest of the game, right? No, you misunderstand this video. Where have you been? Don't you understand my channel or how it works? Plus, we're going to be building steel here in Bombay. So build infrastructure here, and you can multiply the amount of steel you get in Bombay. Even though you'd think this is too many guns, the truth behind it is, after you've made enough guns, you're going to need a piggyback of guns for surplus, which is going to be at least 20, 30,000 anyway. So, why not make more now? Then you don't have to make as many later, right? Right. Another army. Okay, 5 armies. We can make them better in future and larger. We can go up to 30 divisions in future, but for right now, that should be enough. We've just got enough trains to maintain it too. 1 army on the French colony and the other armies on the Burmese front line. One of my focuses did something very special. Did anyone spot what it did? That's right. It gave us the option to core all of Burma. Burma, technically an extension of the Indian subcontinent, right? Is that even true? I don't even know. Someone in the comments will be a brainiac and will be able to tell me yes or no. Okay, we need trains, so we're going to just remaneuver some of our mills over there. Get some armored trains out. Also, we've overloaded a few railway lines, so we're going to have to improve the railway lines by building extended railways. You know, I don't usually do this, but there's a part of me just kind of enjoys the idea of someone buying our old guns. So, why not? And put them on the market nice and dirty cheap as well. The most up-to-date one is the Mark III, so we'll just sell everything else. Does anyone else want to buy? No one buy? The problem is there's only 6 nations in our market. Maybe the communists will buy some. Or maybe not. We'll see. Right now we have so many guns, we can go for the assault rifle now. However, that is going to require a considerable amount of steel. In this case, build up your steel provinces. And there's 4 of them, so stack them nice and high. All right, whenever you're ready, boys. Push! And of course, push into the French here. Oh, they put a few divisions there. That was very foolish. Also, we're going to train like 90 of these militia divisions. These are going to just guard the ports. They're very cost-effective for what they are, and they've got good terrain modifiers, so those irregulars will do really well. Plus, now we're going to push into Burma. A little bit tricky to begin with, but when we break through their front lines, it should be straightforward. There's a few gaps in the front line, so always taking advantage of those gaps. There we go. There you go. Never mind pushing the front line, breaking the mountains. Who needs mountains when you just walk through them, right? Now, the human wave offensive. We have now reduced the size of our combat width for infantry battalions by 0.4 and got limited manpower for the rest of the game. And unlimited reinforce rate as well. Now we can do this. This is stupid. Why is this even a thing? But there you go. You've now maxed it out. And it's only 35 width too. So you could have gone for 36, but there's no space to put an extra battalion in. You have now maxed out infantry. And that's why you needed that many guns. You didn't believe me, did you? Well, now you do. You've got to understand, the reason why this is really OP is now we have divisions that are a regular combat width like this, but they're holding a stupid amount of stats. Like the HP org and the soft attack on this division is extremely high based on the composition and how much it costs, and also the amount of firepower it's basically got on it. So you can do a lot of legwork with a very basic division, basically. It does turn out that Thailand has gone communist. Usually what you do is you have the ability to make a coup, but their stability didn't get low enough, so I don't have the ability to make a coup against them, so I didn't technically make them a puppet. So I guess I've got to justify manually through them. That wasn't the plan, but we'll go with it anyway. And you can see here these divisions. They're numerous, and they're girthy because the amount of combat with power they've got, but they're fighting against significantly fewer divisions, and you can see their combat power they can project is just massive. And there goes the allies. What, you like additional stats on your infantry? Well, you better stack these ones then. All right, the irregulars. I realize I've not got enough guns for them. Okay, that's all right. That's fair enough. But in the meantime, we stick them all on here. Don't forget to click these little colonies of Portugal and France. That will come back to bite you if you don't click them. You've been warned. And assign them to naval bases. No more generals. Have to make one then. There you go. Put them on a new theater and low priority. Another opportunity for a breath, so move your troops over, exercise them to level 3, and you better make some trains. I'm a bit low on trains again. As you can see, these divisions are very massive now, and because of that, they're overloading supply depots. Like you see this here and here, so you might want to spread them out. As you spread them out, you need more trucks and trains to prioritize each supply depot, so be aware of that. Integrate the princes. Click, 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 click. Boom, they're now cores. It's just that easy. How big is your army, Dave? Army, equipment details, 3.2 million. I'm going to take a guess. That's probably the biggest army in the game. Yeah, I'm almost certain of that, actually. The Indian subcontinent once a puppet, an emerald of the British Empire. Now it is an economic juggernaut. I bet you thought 30,000 guns in surplus. That's a bit over the top, right? Well, now we're 70,000 in debt. You get the idea, right? Oh, Dave, you weren't joking. Stop the Japanese threat in Central Asia. Let's go. At the same time, let's bring the full army over. Let's go, lads. Yes, there are supply problems here. I'm aware of that. But it's not going to matter. Whoosh! Oh, look at that. I've cored all of it. Beautiful. As you can see here, this division is so unbelievably simple. Could this get any simpler? And the attack power of this is ridiculous. Yeah, we do have a little bit of CAS because the game gave us a bit of CAS, and we'll take advantage of that. Just chew them up and spit them out. At the same time, I don't like China. There will only be one Asian superpower. Singapore, create a revolution in the Dutch East Indies. I kind of like the idea of that, so let's do that. Be aware, you've not got a navy, you've not got convoys, so be aware you're going to lose all your supply here. So my advice is to connect them all up. 1 and then 2. The amount of pushing power I've got, I just right click and everything just moves out of the way. These infantry feel like tanks. But the beauty of these divisions is they don't need supply. They don't need to be flat terrain, you know? I just push over anything and it just melts. Because there's so many stats jammed inside this infantry division. It's pretty special, but India is very special in my heart. Thank you that you're one Indian viewer. I appreciate your support. Okay, those guns on the market aren't selling, so pull them out, and they'll get redistributed to my irregulars. Look at the stats on this assault rifle. Check that out. 30% extra soft attack, 9% defense, 14% breakthrough, extra piercing. Nice. Military size is massive now. Probably need a few civilian factories, so I'm going to spread those out throughout the nation. British Iraq. Do you mind? Why are there so many allied divisions inside of China? Oh, I think they've been exiled from this region. I think they got pushed out as I went into this region. This is what happens if they got military access. Yeah, we need excavation now because we need to be self-reliant on steel production, and that's it. China! Go, go, go. Yunnan has joined. The Guangxi clique has joined. Xinjiang is gone. Oh, we'll just chew through them as well. Easy. You got so much political power, but you're not spending it. And there's nothing to spend it on. Worker conditions? Feels a bit of a waste because you lose production output. Wow! I looked away and then all of a sudden, breakthrough. Damn, China's doing a really good job of holding out Japan and also holding me out too. When your most successful front line is against the allies. I think it might be time to start thinking about just supplementing my troops with a little bit of artillery and anti-air just to give them a little bit more well-roundedness. Okay, the infantry wave is sweet and everything, but I don't think these feel like military units at this point, do they? They're just peasant levies. The beauty of this strategy is this is human wave. 10 million. So just keep going. Why not? And you're forced to build a supply depot. Sad times in Hearts of Iron 4. The only counter for pure infantry is, well, more pure infantry. China infantry versus India infantry. Who will win? And there's a small part in you that dies because you've gone against the strategy of pure farmers. Oh well. Anti-air and artillery. You know what? The stat difference isn't that massive, but this will supplement and allow us to actually combat air power. Okay, we can launch a coup in the Dutch East Indies. Ooh, I'd like to have a spare army somewhere that I can just send some troops over. Ah, let's just do it. Boom. And the Indian East Indies, that's a funny name. And it's so divided from everywhere else, it just don't matter. Don't want to be a part of this civil war. But that is my puppet, by the way. Yeah, they're my puppet now. Do they have any divisions? No, they have 0 divisions. The civil war has spawned and they have nothing. And the Dutch East Indies have nothing. So they're just going to get eaten up. Oh, well, okay, I tried. Meanwhile, in Europe, Germany is succeeding in the east, but then failing in the south. The underbelly is more true than even Churchill would even believe. Supply depot is done in the north. Ooh, it's lacking supply though. Push. Push. We can't break the north and encircle. We can push eastwards. Same against China here too. It kind of worked. No lie, the Chinese wall is a little bit tricky to break than I thought. But the southwest of China is all mountains, so this is the most difficult bit to break. Human wave in the north. Whoosh. All right, we're going to break in the northern bit of the Western Front, and we've taken out one of the warlords, and we're pushing on other warlords, and progress. You can actually see that Japan's winning a little bit as well. That tells me China's a little bit weakened. That's 2 warlords down. Okay, exploit time. I know this was all about farmers with guns, but it looks like we can't do this with just infantry and guns. Breaking mountains is just too difficult. Here's not a little exploit, though. If you go for the medium aircraft, and you've also got aircraft construction, you can do a little cheeky thing, which I refer to as the resourceless medium aircraft. So, of course, you've got our bombs, because it's a tactical bomber. But then we go for bomb locks, and bomb locks. And then, well, maybe another bomb lock. And then we got to have a turret on that. Can it take off? Can it? Heck. Have to go for 3 engines. Oh, no, 4 engines. As we get more upgraded engines, we can make them cheaper anyway. And now you have to go for non-strategic materials. So this requires 2 aluminium and 1 rubber. But if we go for non-strategic materials, it now requires no aluminium. So this is built out of thin air. Probably made out of wood, to be totally honest with you, because a lot of planes in World War II by the Japanese and the Brits were made out of wood. There probably were other nations as well. In this case, this is a bomber that basically is free of aluminium. And aluminium is very in short supply in Asia. So it's a really, really good idea to take advantage of that. And that's what we will do. Another warlord down. Now we can just delete all the front lines, make a combined front line, and push. How's the supply situation going? It's not. Supply bad. Means I probably have to buy another supply hub. You know what's kind of cool is you could buy a supply hub and then you can like place it. You can buy them in advance. Like a prefab supply hub. Another warlord down. That means there's only Red China, and the Guangxi clique. I do kind of like that China isn't defeated in one go and you kind of break down their warlords one by one. I don't know. I kind of like that a lot. The enemy has to be dismantled piece by piece. I think that's actually kind of cool. Never mind piece by piece, because now it is dead. Wait, no. This is not what you think it is. This is the beginning of the Cold War. Wow, that's a beautiful peace conference by the AI. Damn. Scary part is that the scary part? No, that's not the scary part. I mean, Germany, I wasn't at war with them anyway. Another warlord down. I mean, China's dead now. Why is China still around? Oh, no, they're not. Now we have a new enemy, and it is Japan. Kind of funny when the front line ends and then a new front line just begins immediately. Whoa, first naval invasion. And it's not a success, it's a failure. Irregulars, strong, more farmers. As you're pushing, don't forget to cover the coastline with your irregulars as well. You know what, in advance, I'm just going to cover all this coastline because do you know what, I'm so confident this is going to be a win. I'm already doing it in advance. This peace conference is going to be weird. Yeah, this is going to be a really weird peace conference. Says I've got 100% contribution. They've got 78. You know, in a perfect scenario here, there wouldn't be a peace conference. The war would just continue. But that's not the way Hoi 4 works. You know, at this point, I'm almost certain China's dead. Hang on. Are they holding on to this one city? I think they are. Yeah, they are. That's so funny. But once again, something weird's going to happen here. When I take them out, it's going to be a weird peace conference. Anyway, you'll see. Boom. China. Our contribution is 40%. See, this is where the weirdness happens. I warned you. This was going to be weird. So now, even though we're enemies and we're at war with one another, we're contesting for territory that I already occupy anyway. Make it make sense. Okay, now we've divided China, and my divisions are divided too. Oh, this game. Okay, now I have to put you guys here. Guess make another front line here, and then I have to reoccupy territory I've just occupied. Trust me, this is the most perfect system Paradox could come up with. Trust me. Maybe having the militia is actually an advantage because they're going to like occupy bits of land that... Oh, never mind. We're dividing them up so quickly here. It's not even going to matter. Is it teleported infantry across the map? No, it's not. Okay. Never mind. It's all working out as planned anyway. It doesn't matter. Also, the AI kind of messes up here, I suppose, because they're deploying divisions to this pocket for me to encircle them later on. It was messy at first, but it all kind of worked out. And then the USA is going to take land now. And there's going to be another messy peace conference. Oh, no. Am I at war with the Allies? Yeah, I am, because I took Burma out. And therefore put me against the Allies. Yeah, this has completely confused the Japanese AI and it's just all over the place. That is pretty much donezoed. And so is Japan. I'm curious to see how beaten and brute... Oh, 39 divisions. Yeah, they're a mess. Got the full navy though. Ooh, they've lost quite a lot of destroyers though. When you've got 30 destroyers compared to the other capital ships, it shows me the ratios off. That means they've lost a lot of screens. Okay, now it's time to activate industry power. Boom. Change law to liberated workers, which gives a massive 20% of factories. I think that's the best one. Oh, there is 25% for harsh quotas. But liberated workers is the best for compliance as well as everything else and resistance. So boom, that gives us... I didn't check how many factories we gained. So we gained a certain amount of factories. It was a number between 1 and 100. Oh, okay. Japan's capped and split. Who are the major powers then? No way. Oh, but they're at war with the Allies, so Spain's going to get stomped. Okay, that's just really weird. It's kind of bad for me in a way, because it means that they're going to gain war contribution from defeating the Spanish. It shouldn't be a big deal. I'll be able to take all the land in mainland Asia anyway. Wow, Spain's kind of holding out. No, they're not. You tried. Okay, the naval invasions are getting a little bit insane now. One here, one here, one here, one here, one here. Really thankful I put those irregulars all over. It's making a big difference. Ooh, adaptable. Yay! That's what I wanted to see. Nom 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 nom. There's a chance I might not have enough points to take all the continental parts of Asia. This happens so weird, isn't it? It's such a weird peace conference whilst being at war with a nation. Mechanics very broken. I can't take everything. But there is something really important that I can take, and it's the navies. So I will take those. End of the day, the navy is more useful to us anyway because it allows us to do... naval invasions in future. Without a navy to begin with, it's just impossible to survive. I don't know in the olden days of Hoi 4 how we survived without being able to take navies in peace conferences. It was literally the game changer. Another naval invasion. Another one. Well, pushing to the Middle East is kind of going well. Clearing up all this mess. Naval invasions every single day now. Probably should make this big division a bit bigger now to allow them to have some bit more defensive power to them. 25 width, shall we say? 26. There we go. That's a nice round number. We have enough guns for that too. That is an Asian-dominated India. And as you can see, the division is magnificent. It does damage. Probably would have more luck if I went westward than eastward, but I kind of wanted to unify China and India because I thought it'd be kind of fun. If you want the full breakdown of the strategy of this video, me just analyzing every little tiny little detail, feel free to check out the templates and tactics videos that comes with this video. And if you want me to see me grind for another hour of this nightmare, you can also watch the extended version. Don't worry guys, nothing was cut from this video to make those videos. This is the full video and it's an entirety. This was the objective, this was the goal, and that is a mighty fat Asian India. Communist too. If your name is on screen right now, that means I love you. Thank you so much for supporting me. Don't forget to check out the extra videos. Apart from that, have a good day. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.